Okay, so first day of working on my new game. Today I'm probably going to want to get the player's basic movement working along with some basic grappling systems. I'm also going to implement a Tilemap system. If you want to see more detail on how I did this part, I actually created a Tilemap tutorial. Link in description if you're interested. Also, if you want to see how to make anything that I make here today, just let me know and I'll see if I can make a tutorial for it. With that all out of the way, let's get into it. So first thing I ended up doing was setting up a Tilemap, a player object, and a basic camera. None of this art's going to make it into the final game because it doesn't really match the feel I want to go with. I just wanted to get something put together real quick, so I used the art that I already had. At this point in time I set up the basics of how I wanted the player to start moving. This was the main thing I wanted to focus on today, getting a good movement/jump system implemented, because to be honest that is the most important part of a platformer. So after getting the basic movement set up, I decided I wanted to add some jump padding. Basically give the player a tiny bit of leeway after he falls off the platform where he could still jump. This is just to make the jump feel a bit more responsive. After getting that set up and getting the parameters fixed, I realized that the player is actually building up fall speed. So basically when he's sitting on flat ground, his velocity will still build up speed, and this causes him to plummet the moment the ground is no longer below him. I fixed this using a simple isOnFlow check and setting his velocity to 0. It's around this point where I decided I want to implement something to where if the player holds the jump longer, he jumps higher. This will also give the user more control over how he jumps. The final feature I added to a jump is to make so that if the player presses jump right before he hits the ground, the character still jumps. This is yet again just to cause a more responsive jump. After getting a good feeling and responsive jump in place, I decided it was time to create a basic grappling hook system. So right off the bat I drew something that could be used for a grappling hook, and then I decided I would treat it kind of like a bullet. The player presses a button and it will shoot out in an upward direction until the player releases the button or it hits a surface. If it hits a surface that the player could grapple to, then it will pull the player up to that surface and allow this player to crawl along that surface. I ended up setting up another Tilemap for the surface that the player could grapple to. For now it's just going to be the Godot face, but it'll probably be pipes in the future. For now I just ended up setting up two states, one for pipe crawling and one for normal platforming. Pipe crawling just allows the player to move left and right without falling. I'll probably need to do more in the future, but this will work for now. Well, that's all the progress I'm going to do for today. Thanks for checking it out. Also, if you want to know in more detail how I did anything from this video, just let me know, and I might make a tutorial.